Hello and welcome. I'm Gamer John. You can call me John, and gonna hop back in on some more Skyrim. Um, wasn't really feeling Odie, so I'm playing actually my one of my personal characters. Um, oh hey, look at that lovely snow. So this is Samuel. He's a goody two shoes. He's the one that I'm told most represents me. Samuel goody two shoes. I also brought this hair tie here in case I can possibly uh, tempt my cat Diamond to come up here and be on the stream if she wants. She's looking at me now. She was just drinking some water. A little bit later on the stream than I would have liked. It's very ritualistic. Did you accidentally burn your own house down? Something my husband gets set up in a nice little corner where he can be comfortable and sit with the cats and do stuff while I'm streaming. And he wanted me to throw him his gum, and I took that literally, maybe a little too literally. And I threw it, and I made a mess. Oh, cat. My other cat was just making a weird noise. So yeah, let me get my chat up. Do prefer having it on a separate screen. Now it's actually streaming. I'll get that. Yeah. Thank you. Go away. Where is mine? Nope. You don't need to do that. There we go. And fantastic. Okay. Oh, I want the activity to show too. Hey, 300 views. That's pretty cool. So we're up at 300 views, 20 followers, and yeah, my mod should be in here in just a second. Ah, smack. I missed terribly. Okay, so definitely going to be a much different gameplay in comparison. I'm not going to be anywhere near as badass as I was before, just for the simple fact that this character does not do archery or stealth. Diamond. Right there for her. She knows where it's at. Um, so I'm gonna get my butt kicked quite a bit more. This is one of my main characters. I tend to play in like D&D and other games if there's a character creation aspect of it. Let's see, that's my mod. And his name is Samuel. Samuel Bravefast. Samuel Bravefast is an interesting individual. He's an older gent. I just crawled out of a place. So, older gentleman, as we can see. Lovely mustache. Um, he is an Imperial. And yeah, he with the alternate start mod, he did start off as a Vigilant of Stendar, which is what he is. He's a very religious man. And he takes religion a little bit differently than some people. He's more of a neutral good, which is why I typically make him a cleric instead of a paladin. Who's this fellow? Oh, you're the saber hat guy. I'll talk
I
to you.
am waiting for a good... If you are not here to grant me a good death, then you can leave. Yes, were I to simply lay down and die, it would not please Malakath.
And of course, I made a mess.
My time has come. I am old. Too old to become chief. It would be wrong for me to take wives at this age. so I will die. Malakath has given me a vision of a glorious death. I am to wait here until it finds me. As you can see, it has not yet arrived.
Okay.
Indeed. One should find his death while he can still call himself a proper man. We Orcmen are not like these Nords and Imperials who carry on until they are gray and feeble and their hair falls out. To cling to something past its usefulness is unseemly. How much more so when that thing is you? You should leave. I don't want you scaring off my good death.
You pasty goody two shoes. You'll fill them full of doubt and sympathy. You take your sympathy and find it in the dictionary between shit and syphilis. Heard that from somewhere. Damn it. Oh, she's interested in part of the couch that no longer has a cushion. I wanted to come over here so bad. She's been a little bit distant. I may end up dying here. We'll see. So yeah, Samuel, he's a good guy. He is, he is definitely a sword and board character. Don't you run away from me. You're gonna prevent me from doing things. Ah, you jerk. Okay, I need that lockpick though. What's this note? Find the missing pit wolves before next tournament. We lost too many during the last fights. Won't be able to train new ones in time. Find them and bring them back to Crag's Lane at once. I actually put a thing on my map. I did. Not that I actually know where Crag's Lane is. So yeah, I'm doing a sword board. He does a lot of restoration magic. That's kind of his thing. I like to think that people who can do magic can do some basic stuff at least in most of the schools. I do let him have some destruction. But only novice. What's up here? Maybe a terrible death. Good chance. That's a rune. Hold on a second. Phones flying everywhere. Let's see what we get here. Jerk and a trap. Why don't those things go off against Draugr, but they go off against skeletons? Can I get around this thing? Alright, cool. The good thing is once you get behind them, they're... Look at that. Look at that high def. It's great. That looks actually pretty cool. Ow! Oh my god, I'm almost dead. It's not a hole. Oh, go away. No. No. Shoot. Shoot. Jerk. Scared the bejesus out of me. I am playing with the aspects of a combat mod on. So, and not all of it, because I'm trying to enjoy myself. And even then, I get myself killed over and over again and get frustrated. Gotta get up on this guy. Come on, whack. So there are things that will cause like bleeding or damage over time. So I can't just sit here. Oh no, I still have some health. I'm okay. No, I could end up losing that health if I'm not paying attention. I'm learning things. Fear, dismay. Winifred, come here. Papa's right over there. I'm here. You ain't got nothing to worry about or cry about. She'll do it anyways, though. I'm overburdened. Okay, you can have that. I'll take that. I'd like silver weapons to be decent. I really would. Let's see if I can make a decent one. See about that. Oh, you can have that. That's too heavy. Why is it saying that this is better? You don't know what you're talking about. And let's make sure we're not carrying anything else unnecessarily. No? Okay. And they freed up a few pounds. I already know that spell. Mark it. Got this. So I got this nice mask I'm wearing now. It's a pretty cool mask. I don't think I'm going to stick with it though. He tends to go for hood and circlet. Banded iron shield. 33. I'm using a heavy one. Okay. Ooh, collar. Yes. Okay.
A new hand touches the beacon.
The beacon.
Listen, hear me and obey. A foul darkness has seeped into my temple. A darkness that you will destroy. Return my beacon to Mount Kilcreek. And I will make you the instrument of my cleansing light.
Away with you, foul Daedric. Daedra. But yeah, we're gonna hopefully become a really nice person. Run around helping people. As far as a few things that are different than the other playthrough, so one, obviously I'm not playing a wood elf. I am now a Imperial. Imperials, so as with the wood elves who hunt specified animals, to complete their racial quest. I know you come back. Imperials get theirs by doing side quests. They help people, and that progresses theirs. Okay, that's a bear. Trying to get to the road to get back to Riften. Okay. Oh. Y'all could leave me alone. Ah, crap in a hat. I've been poisoned too. Just gonna run away from heal from this. Ow! Am I squatting? I am squatting. Ah. Made it. Let's see what these spiders may have been hiding. Just like food. Speaking of food, how am I doing? Alright. I'm not using all of the same survival mods. That's why I didn't end up putting the survival thing on here. I don't have to worry about cold and exposure. I do have to worry about sleeping needing though. I left that on because I like that. It's cool. It adds a degree of, the more real you can make a game, the easier it is to suspend your disbelief. Random body. So having that extra layer of realism, it does help. It helps me at least, even if it's just minorly. Helps get into the game a little bit more. Really need to invest in my endurance. I thought you were looking at me funny.
I've been looking for
What?
you. Got something I'm supposed to deliver. Your hands only.
Oh.
Let's see here. Ah, a letter from the Jarl. Moving up in the world, eh? Looks like that's it. Got to go.
Thank you. Oh, that looks familiar. Okay. I put out a tweet, I think it was yesterday, looking for feedback. You know, what people liked about the streams, what they didn't. I appreciate it. I know that. I should be able to go through this. I've already been into Riften.
Heard they're reforming the Dawn Guard. Vampire hunters or something in the old fort near Riften.
Really?
Might consider
Really?
joining up myself.
Oh. Oh my. It's pretty cool. Bum. First off, can I? Okay, so I can commission them to make stuff. So,
Purchase?
let's see.
All right then.
So he's got an 80 smithing skill. You could see that down there at the bottom right. And that's important because that's going to determine what he can make. He should have all of the perks up to a level 80 skilled blacksmith. So I'm going to see what he can make, and I may commission him to do so. You can definitely make some things. I go with maces typically. Well, there's nothing there that he can make, but that's only based upon what materials he has. He may be able to make me something that he doesn't have the materials for. I don't think there's a silver mace, but I'm gonna check and see if maybe there's. And judging from the fact that there we go. Look at some of the mods I have. It's like that's a war pick, right? It's kind of like a mace because it is used bluntly, but it falls under a war axe type, which is not the one-handed skill I'm going for. I may double dip, but we'll see about that. See if it's worth it. Alright, so he can make these other things, he just does not have the components for it. So he doesn't have the dwarven metal ingots to make me a dwarven mace, or the ebony ingots to make this thwomper right here. It's all pretty cool. And there are some unique maces out there that you can't make, so we'll see. I'm not going to have him make me anything right now. I'm just going to go here and I'm going to melt me some stuff. Because I am going to be doing some smithing, but only for refinement, so the maintaining of my gear. So hopefully that makes sense to anyone who's watching this. Like, I don't want to be involved in the crafting, I just want to be like, hey, I want to, you get shown how to keep good care of your equipment.
That's a decent weapon you've made there.
Oh, really? Thanks. I think I'm
Come
wearing
to
those
see
things.
Balaman perform miracles
I
with
need
steel,
corundum
eh?
for that. I need orcalum and a skill for that. This is magic.
What brings you to Balaman today? Repair? Purchase?
Actually, I'm going to sell you some stuff since
Nothing like this.
I
The finest
broke
weapons
down
and
everything I
armor.
seem to be able to. I already have that enchantment. He's also going to have enchanting. I'm going to keep the steel arrows because I can break those down. Why was I unable to...
If you need any more smithing work, come see me again.
Is it because it's probably because I don't have a point into basic blacksmithing. Yeah, okay. Well, here, buy it for now because
Looking
I
for
can't
some...
be carrying it around.
Blades, helmets, pretty much anything to suit your needs.
Got plenty of cash, which is cool. Yeah, so just take all that. Do you have any lockpicks? You have a lockpick. Let me buy your lockpick. Okay.
If you need any more smithing work, come see me again.
At some point I probably will. Okay, so this is snow. Since I also have the mod that makes people do things, that they have more immersive pathing and whatnot.
You there. The Dawn Guard is looking for anyone willing to fight against the growing vampire menace. What do you say? We're vampire hunters. We search out and destroy those blood-sucking scum wherever we find them. You're not paying attention then, like almost
Winifred,
everyone
don't
else
stalk your
around here.
sister. Hey, hey, hey!
Haven't you heard
Leave
that
her
the
alone.
Hall of the
She's
Vigilance was
grooming
destroyed
herself.
by vampires? They never took the threat seriously, and now they paid the price. The Vigilance mostly hunt down Daedra worshippers, which is why they got
Yeah, I
torn
know.
to pieces when they went up against vampires. That's why our leader, Isran, is re-establishing the Dawn Guard. Real, serious vampire hunters. Ha! Isran's going to like you. Go talk to him at Fort Dawn Guard, southeast of Riften. He'll decide if you're Dawn Guard material.
Okay, so that was interesting. Sounds like so. He gave Samuel some information there. So one being no, they do have a wizard here. One being that there's evidently a vampire menace that's out there, which I think should technically fall under the purview of the Vigilance. That being said, they should be training themselves to hunt vampires, which they don't. They hunt down Daedric worshippers, which are necromancers and other spellcasters and summoners. And Daedra themselves. So,
Excuse my So, you wish to master
and
the
because of
arcane
that,
arts?
obviously they're evidently getting their proverbial butts kicked. I love that, but I'm wearing my amulet of Stendar, which is pretty good. Oh, spells. I should probably look at buying some more spells. Okay, that's a good one. Snatch up some basic spells. Not big on wards. I feel that wards are more useful for like solid, spellcasters, because it's light, move around a lot easier. For 10 seconds, restore 5 points of magicka per second while caster is sprinting. Ooh, that's interesting. I'm not getting all of the restoration spells. Hey, you two. Stop it. Because not all of them kind of go with what he does. I already know that one. Wild healing. Since I don't have a companion right now, that'd be bad because that would heal 46 of my health points and then 46 of my opponent. Alright, now that's giving her some cash. Summon the Wither of my choice temporarily. That's pretty cool. I'll hold on to that. Okay, can't afford either one of those. Let's not sell the ones I just got. Alright. Not too shabby. Now let's see what we're working with. Bone Spirit. Okay. So right now I'm using the Apprentice Stone, which it does heighten your spells. It also makes your spells that are novice level cost nothing, which is really cool because I don't have much in the way of magic. So when you think about it, for Samuel, he does a lot of low-level casting, uh, and then to help supplement his actual combat. So we'll see what we can do as far as anything else is concerned. But that gives us a ranged attack that we can use on undead, and then self-healing that costs me 0. You can see over there on the right there, the cost is 0. But I do have some higher costing but more powerful healing or damage, so it's really cool. Magnitude, yeah, magnitude's up higher.
To remember, ward first, then summon.
So that's cool. That'll give me an attack I can use against, ranged undead. I'll stop using my flames. Using my flames in a dungeon I was in before because, well, it was dangerous, and keeping distance sometimes was a good thing.
Welcome to the Pond Prawn. Come on in, take a look around. Welcome. Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures.
Which is funny, because sometimes I come into these places looking for junk. Did I buy that necklace? I didn't buy that necklace. Alright, well, I gotta go check anyways. Illusion. I know she has it, though, if I want to go drop a half the amount of money. Oh, I need, I don't want that. You better behave. Get rid of that. I don't even have 100 points of magicka. Oh, you'll buy these, huh? Okay, cool. Bear claws. Doesn't really do any kind of alchemy. Oh, you're out of money. Whoops. Probably sold you something I shouldn't have. Let's grab a potion of healing. Ideally, I won't need potions for too much. Well, not too much, but, forever. No, just one. And one. I have so many jewels.
Right.
I need a couple of these other merchants to come out. What time is it? It's 11 a.m. Problem is it's snowing. And I was saying earlier, the immersive citizens, they don't stay out in weather, so that's why they're not here. I was gonna check and see. I think I could put my amulet. It's only religious amulets on my backpack. Yep. So I'm not going to right now, but I may when I get a second one. Because that's just not enough. It's only, I still get my 50-pound carry weight, but then I only get plus 5% to my blocking. Right now I'm getting plus 15, and I'm getting some health. 10 and 15 points of health. Let's go stamina. You may be wondering, why does my magicka suck so hard? It's part of being an Imperial. What I mean by that is with this Imperious Races mod, I get stuck behind doors.
If you're looking to settle in Riften, there's a house for sale. Honeyside.
I can't buy Honeyside. It has to be given to me, I think. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh yeah, at 10th, 20th, and 30th level, I think there's a 30th level thing. Sounds right. I know, so at 10th level, I got to pick one of my 3 main stats, health, stamina, magicka. My camera froze again. Alright, hold on. I don't know what is up with this camera. Here, let me pause the game so I don't get dead. And I need to... bear with me. Riveting stuff, I know, right? Yeah, I know the camera's not available. I unplugged it. We'll plug it back in. I gotta look up what's causing that. It is aggravating the heck out of me. I don't know if it's the program. It's gotta be the program. Camera just sits there and it takes in the information, right? Alright, we're back. And pull up the game, and away we go. Maybe it's because I have it on the same screen as my game. I don't know. Still a little lag, but it's okay. It's still going. Anyway, so I was saying, so level 10, I got to pick one of my 3 main stats, health, stamina, magicka, and it gets plus 100 points. Pretty big deal. Yes? No, you gotta come over here if you want to talk to the camera. Come here. Come here. So fussy for attention. Wrong button. Left. But then I had to choose another one of those 3 stats. It could be the same stat, and it would get minus 50. So I went for plus 100 to health, because I'm tanky. That's what I'm supposed to do. I did minus 50 to my magicka. And the reason is because he's not supposed to be a heavy caster. And it's not a full cop-out like it would be with Odie. Odie would definitely take like stamina or maybe health just to kind of help level it out. But yeah, he would totally just be like, oh, that's a dump stat. and be done with it. Whereas when it comes to Samuel, he does actually need it's iron. I don't care about iron. He does need his magicka to a certain degree. So it does hurt. But he needs his health and his stamina more. Health, obviously, so he can take the hits, so that way he can, attack and block. That's an interesting hairstyle. Oh, okay.
What's a milk drinker like you doing out here? Go home to your mother.
It's not very nice.
Why? What are you gonna do? Cry?
No. I'm a nice guy.
Gods, you're boring.
Oh gosh. Why?
I love a good fight.
Oh, shoot. I was going to stop. Well, she attacked me. Leave her for the wolves, I guess. Alright, what we got? Okay. That shield, though, is probably going to end up being better. Let me mark it as a favorite for right now. Oh, he killed the wolf. Good for him. But yeah, so he took the hit to Magicka, which means he's going to be, stuck casting lower level spells for a good while. Just based solely upon that. Obviously, I can augment that. He does wear a hood and a circlet. That circlet's going to be the Ethereum crown. Maybe. So that shield's pretty cool. I'll need to take a look at it. Right now, I'm planning on the Ethereum crown and grabbing one of the other standing stones. So that way, I'll have the apprentice and that. I could end up dropping the apprentice if I went into alteration, because there is a perk there where it makes novice spells cost nothing.
Oh, hey there. You here to join the Dawn Guard too?
Hello.
Truth is, I'm a little nervous. I've never done anything like this before. I hope you don't mind if I walk up with you. Hey, don't tell Isran I was afraid to meet him by
You got
myself.
some awesome chest
That's
here.
the
Wait a
first
minute, come here.
impression for a new vampire hunter,
Hey,
I
hold on a
guess.
second. Look at that. It's got a nice little carpet there. Yeah. Well, it's cold out. Not surprised. Cold climate tends to foster people with more hair. Typically, not always. I finished, I was talking about it on previous streams, finished listening to Salem's Lot again. Good stuff. Really messed up, especially since I forgot how it ended. I forgot. Spoilers to the end of Salem's Lot. Mute me and then I'll clap whenever I'm no longer talking about it. Anyways, so I forgot they killed Barlow. At the end. Ben, he took that stake and he hammered it in, and You know, he turned into nothing.
Here to join the Dawn Guard? Good. Isran will decide if you've got what it takes. Go on, he's right inside.
And it just threw me so hard because I remember from the Dark Tower, he's back. Callahan runs into him again. Anyway, so. Alright, no more spoilers for that. Spoilers for the Dark Tower, haha.
Is that it? I remember Keeper Carset telling me
The book, not the
Dawn
movie.
Guard is a crumbling ruin, not worth
I didn't
the
watch that.
expense and
I don't
manpower to repair.
necessarily want to watch
now
it.
that you've stirred up the vampires against you, you come begging for my protection.
Isran. Carset.
Read me
So
a...
who are
Ah!
The Hall of Vigilance.
I didn't know that you were gonna...
Got a fire in your belly to kill vampires, eh?
Isn't that enough for
Good
you?
for you. But look around. There's really not much to join yet. I've only just started rebuilding the Order. I need someone
Yeah,
out
I'm
in the
not a
field
fan
to
of
get the
that.
fight to
I
the
mean,
damn
between
vampires.
that and Ready
While
Player
we're getting the
One,
fort back in shape. Tolan was
I'm not a
telling me
fan
about
of
some
where
cave
Hollywood's
that
taken
people
a
were
lot of
poking
the
around in. Seemed to
movies
think it was
from some
related
of
to
my
these
favorite
recent
books.
vampire attacks. Tolan, tell him about, what was it? Dim Hollow.
Yes, that's it. Dim Hollow Crypt.
Brother Adelwald was sure it held some long-lost vampire artifact of some kind. We didn't listen to him any more than we did Isran.
He was at the hall when it was attacked.
That's good enough for me. Go see what the vampires were looking for in this Dim Hollow Crypt. With any luck, they'll still be there. Here, you should take a crossbow.
Now,
Good for taking out those fiends before they get close. Feel free to poke around the fort and take what you need. There isn't much yet, but you're welcome to anything you can use.
I'm okay.
I'll meet you at Dim Hollow. It's the least I can do to avenge my fallen comrades.
Tolan, I don't think that's a good idea. You vigilants were never trained
I
for...
know what you think of us. You think we're soft, that we're cowards. You think our deaths proved our weakness. Stendarr granted you do not have to face the same test and be found wanting. I'm going to Dim Hollow Crypt. Perhaps I can be of some small assistance to you.
You there.
I'll
boy.
meet you in Dim Hollow Crypt.
Shadows and step up.
I owe these vampires
A debt of vengeance. Yes.
My name is
by
Magnus.
destroying it. Vampires hope to cripple our Order's activities in Skyrim. I suspect now it was Brother Adelwald's journals they were after. He was obsessed with ancient vampire artifacts and burial sites.
My weapon? I mostly just use my...
Okay, that's a dumb question for this character, not in general.
Stendarr watch over you.
My paws axe. Stendarr preserve us. Don't worry.
Oh, yeah?
Make a Dawn Guard out of you. Here, take this crossbow. Let's see how you shoot.
And I'll beeline the DLCs. I like to kind of touch and go. So, oh. Hello there. So I'll get this started. I'll go and deal with Dim Hollow. Come back, report. Run around, go do some things. I've picked up a weird rock that talked to my head, so I gotta go deal with that. Ooh, Sunfire. Tell me that's novice. Ah, balls. It's not that great. I mean, wait, I got Bone Spirit. Explodes. Magic damage 2 undead. Ball Sunlight that does 29 points of damage to undead. Okay. That's kind of ass, but you know, we'll see what we can do here. take it. Can I now make stuff with that? That'd be weird. I'm gonna take a look-see. Smelter. I don't see an anvil here. Must get added later.
You'll get that.
There is stuff here worth taking.
You need to concentrate. Try it
What's
again.
it? Oh, with smother. Okay. Some of it comes in little fits and spurts as you progress the Dawnguard storyline, though. So we'll see what I can find, though.
Watch the recoil.
Ooh, maybe a cloak. That'd be cool. So that's added by mod. So that's probably sitting around. Puppers. Puppers. Bran. Maybe take Bran with me. That'll be my first friend, my first companion. Alright, so we're gonna check the towers. I was gonna check if axes were gonna be worth going into, because typically I go to hammers. Axes deal additional damage per second for 3 seconds on living targets. Blades stop to take damage to 50% of the health lost while they were bleeding. Ignore armor of a staggered opponent. Forward power attacks smash through block, causing target to drop their shield and take critical strikes 5 times. Sideways power attack. Grant extra attack damage for 30 seconds. Standing power attack removes all active instances of Wolf's Tooth on the user, dealing 50% bonus damage critical. What's Wolf's Tooth? Oh, okay, so that stacks. This has a chance to use it all. Wow, okay. And this has the ability to put up to 40% more health. Okay, that's interesting. That's like a heavy damage dealer. Now, maces, they dig through armor. So, attacks with maces reduce armor rating of enemies by 50 points for 15 seconds. Power attacks with the mace deliver critical 3 times critical damage, 4 times against undead. I mean, already that's pretty much sold me. So it's a smite. Once every 30 seconds, my power attack will smite thee, which will do a critical strike. Just 3 times critical damage, 4 if they're undead. That's pretty cool. Inspiring allies. It's a thing that Imperials do. They have a passive that inspires allies. I think I get an active effect once I finish my Imperial quest. Oh, okay. That could be interesting. It saps all of my stamina, though. Okay, so that's a stacking, increasing of damage and cost. Skull cracking. That's the capstone of this tree. Yeah, no, I'm gonna stick with maces. Which is terrible because these axes are cool. Let's see here. I'm not gonna take absolutely everything because I don't see a need to. Yes, the lusty Argonian maid. Dawnguard gauntlets. Helm. Oh, these look light. Boo! I mean, they're cool, but I don't have anyone who wears light armor and is in the Dawn Guard, like and specifically wears their armor. I only have people who wear it who wear the heavy stuff. Yeah, I'm trying to think. All my light armor characters. Not many. Like Odie. That's it. That I can think of off the top of my head. There are others. But, you know, I've got
Watch the recoil. Takes some getting used to.
Orthan, who is cloth. He's a robe wearer. I have his half brother Rentara. Hey, thanks for the follow. King Flame Bladder. Cool. Don't know if you're watching, my viewer count hasn't changed, but if you are watching, thank you for coming to the stream and following. I really appreciate that. Yeah, thanks, really do. That's well, it only says 20 on my followers, but it may not be up to date. So, but that's cool. I really do appreciate it. Everything, every little bit helps. And just knowing that, you know, people are coming by is really awesome. So I got, as I was saying, all right, let's start at the beginning. The beginning, you got Orthan. Orthan is the son of two high elves. And as all Altmer are, he's very full of himself. And, you know, he's not entirely wrong. He's pretty awesome. As far as his skill in magic goes. His mother died, I assume in one of the wars. Which one? I don't know. There's so many to pick from. I don't know why I'm picking these up. These things are... They're not worthless, but they don't fit my usual, which is 10 per pound. Okay, let's drop that off. And unless I can break those down, let me hold on to those. So Orthan's father ended up remarrying to his, you know, he was going to be upset about it in the first place. What was worse is that it was to a human. Amulet of Talos. It belongs at a shrine somewhere. This is another thing Samuel likes to do. He likes to take these, like, forgotten amulets and whatnot and return them to a shrine. So he picks up every amulet of deities as he can. So yeah, his father married a human, which he obviously did not agree with. That was wrong, very wrong. Why would you let my mother die and then marry this human? Especially since probably at that point in time, whether he thought he could do it himself or if he felt that his father could, may have been able to bring her back in one way or another. Or at least he felt that way. Oh yeah, steel arrows. Healing potion. So he resented his father for that, and then to go marry a human. That was almost too much, and what was too much is that they had a child. That was too much for him. Please tell me that's heavy. Dunkard shield. Yes, mine. Those boots are probably light, but I want to take a look. Oh, that hammer. Too bad it's two-handed. I do. What would you do for a Klondike bar? Alright, getting off topic. So yeah, it's Rentra. Rentra was his name. Yeah. So they had a kid, Rentra, who was of course a half elf. And yeah, he was not happy about that at all. Let's just say that his father died under suspicious circumstances, and he was forced to leave their homeland. evidently, while it wasn't severe enough to merit any kind of like actual punishment. I mean, exile for him was a huge amount of punishment. Something he did not forgive his, well, he never called her his stepmother. He said her. Uh, but he never forgave her or their child for that. And it's always kind of like in the back of his head whenever he's doing whatever it is he's doing. Because he does think that he was wronged, that his father, betrayed the memory of his mother and their people, and it was just wrong.
Watch the recoil.
I feel like I've missed something, because I know... Did I go up here? I can't remember. So yeah, he was upset, to say the least, and then he went out to do his own thing. His mother, who had survived, of course, this very tragic incident. I'm going to take these bolts in case I can break them down. I did come up here. Sorry, I dropped off those other ones. What the hecky heck? There's supposed to be a cloak. So he went off to do his own thing for quite some time. And there was a good deal of time between when his mother died and his father married this other woman, this human, and eventually had this child, Rentra. Rentra. I'll figure it out. I've gone through this so many times, and I haven't played him in so long, though, at the same time. It's a little fuzzy. Okay, I went through there. I don't think I went down here. So the time had gone by. His father ended up dying. His mother felt, of course, like she was technically protected by their laws. That doesn't mean she felt welcome. She didn't feel very welcome in the first place. She was, fairly well... Oh, there it is. I knew there was one. She was fairly well isolated. And it was sort of self-imposed, and, Orthan's father didn't really do much to dissuade her from, isolating herself. I mean, they went out together a lot. They did things together. They explored, Somerset and all that was there. But
found something for you to do, eh?
yeah. It doesn't mean that she wasn't, unhappy because of it. So
Good luck.
let me go see if I can break any of this down real quick, because I'm carrying a lot of stuff. So she ended up leaving. So she was raising
You need to concentrate.
her son,
Try it again.
and was expecting the fact that he was going to have not a normal life, being a half elf. In my mind, he actually did kind of skew more elf than human. Steel armor, imperial steel war pick, steel arrows, faceplate round shield, painted spike targe. Cool. If I don't talk it out, I'll mess it up. So yeah, she left. Yeah, most would probably say some would say rightfully so, she should have left, because she doesn't belong. But she left because she felt like, she was an outsider. They made her feel like one. And so when she had to go, she did so happily. She did take her son, who did get the ability to come back whenever he wanted to. He was a, natural citizen of Somerset. But not many people were sad to see her go. So she went to where she was from. She was an Imperial, so she went back to Cyrodiil. And in Cyrodiil, she met a man. Um, I don't like to make it sound like that, you know, like, oh, she met a man, now she can have a life. That's bullshit. Um, but, you know, she was expecting to have a full, long life with a partner. And so she found one. Deal with it. She wanted to be happy and not alone. So she did. She found someone. And so Rentra? Rentra, he got older. He had books of his father's, his, you know, biological father. He obviously loved his mother. He didn't dislike his stepfather. He took care of his mother. He appreciated that probably most out of anything. Um, but what he did do was hate his older brother, his half brother, uh, Orthan. And along with that, hearing news, because he would often go to the merchant districts in Cyrodiil. And, you know, he was well liked, he was athletic, he was good looking and all that. And as are all protagonists. Um, and so he would get news from Somerset. And especially once, you know, like a couple of the merchants there, you know, found out who he was. Um, his father wasn't some no-name guy. He was part of probably one of the houses that, because they have houses, they have nobles. They don't necessarily like have houses like the Dunmer have houses that are in charge. But he was a noble, and people liked his father, so they were more than willing to give him information. Hey, welcome to the stream. I'm Gamer John. You can call me John. I'm expounding on this character's family tree. So yeah, brushing over. Started off with two elf parents who had a son named Orthan. Mother died. Father remarried a human imperial. She ended up having a child. I'm under attack. What? Stop it. She ended up having a child, and the son, the first son, taking it as a slight against his mother. Well, his father ended up dying under suspicious circumstances. She didn't barely survive, but she feared for her life. So the first son was sent away, kicked out of Somerset, and so she and now her son. Jeez. I feel like the dude out of Kung Pao, Enter the Fist, lived a life under constant attack. Get out of here. It's an lone wolf. It won't attack me that much because with the programming that one of my mods gives, it makes it act like, you know, an animal. It's alone. It's not going to attack a larger target than it normally, unless cornered. So yeah, that's Rentra. So Rentra, who's a half-elf, grew up in Cyrodiil because the mother left Somerset because she felt like a stranger. She's a human. She was protected by their laws. She had inherited her husband's most of his holdings, not everything. Somerset law is a little bit funny on that sometimes. So she's in Cyrodiil. She ends up finding someone she wants to spend time with. He happens to be a man, so everyone calm down. And they get married. And so Rendra likes the dude well enough. Makes his mom happy, helps keep them safe. And yeah, everything's good to go. He starts getting news from Somerset about, you know, whispers about his brother. He's able to convince some of those people who are willing to talk to him to actually, you know, tell him about him
Good day, friend.
and
Keeping well?
what they think is going on, and he finds out that his brother is a fucking bad dude. Um,
Yes, sir.
hardcore into necromancy,
New around the fleet?
gathering
Take
as
my
much
advice.
power as he
Stay
can
cool,
as
guard.
far as
The bunkhouse is
um,
you gonna buy just
artifacts are
what you see here.
concerned, using people. Just not a good dude. Let's put it that way. Yeah, you can have that. So, yeah, brother's a bad guy, and they end up basically confirming that, yeah, he did kill his father. And everything that Rentra ends up reading and talking about his mother with about his father,
Come
and
back when you're ready to spend more
just says
gold.
that he was a
Goodness
really good guy. I mean, it wasn't just to other, Altmer. I mean, he married, I mean, it's like I have a black friend kind of excuse, but no, he fell in love with and married an Imperial.
Got the coin? You're welcome here. Of course.
So he stood up,
Come back and see us again.
no thank you,
Be
for
brief,
their
Imperial.
rights and
It's only
everything. He
so
was a
long I
good
can stand
person,
being downwind of your
much less a good Altmer, which some people could classify as something completely different. So yeah, he was a little upset by that, and ended up deciding, because he was basically besmirching his father's name too. He was going
Working at the
around
Rift and Fishery
trying to use his
Live for
name,
thousands of
Greetings.
um,
Just what you see here.
even trying to use his brother's name, saying that, no, I was the one that came after, right? Instead of, trying to use his own name,
Safe travels,
which is
Lancer.
really messed up. So he's decided that he
I'm
needs
beginning
to
think
deal
maybe
with
more of
this.
them
No one
exist.
else is doing it. As far as Elsewhere is concerned, not Elsewhere, Somerset's concerned, and the Altmer, it's a family matter. He was exiled, which was the extent that they had to punish him. That's what they had to do. And they did it, because they were supposed to, and that's all. Everything else is on the family. I'm trying to go to Dawn Pale.
Going straight through, or did you want to stop?
Dawn Star.
Climb and back, and we'll be off.
So
You ever met one of them?
he gets the feeling, he takes the hint that he's the one who has to deal with it. So he starts, training and becoming, kind of a swordsman. Typically uses two-handed and actually light armor now that I think about it. He wears leather armor. So, it's quite dark. And I'm probably hungry. Yep. Bread and beef stew. There we go. Look on the capture, it's brighter on there. So yeah, he ends up, it's not like his all-consuming thing he has to do all the time. Focus on that. But it is something that's always
Need a
on his
room?
mind.
Don't worry. Sure thing. It's yours for a day. I'll show you to your room. Right this way.
Is it this one?
Mm-hmm.
I can't see things. Oh, this one. I can barely see it. Let's see. Let's go 744. That's fine. So, Rentra as mother and her husband now end up having a child of their own.
Troubles you, my son.
So, it's a human child. And that's Samuel. It's Samuel Bravefast. That's his last name. So that's where Samuel comes in. That's his little extended family tree. At a young age, I suppose you'd call it young, Rentra ends up leaving to do a couple different things. It's not just like, oh, I'm going to go to my other brother. He's going to do other things, see places, get training, see the world just in general, because he probably feels like he hasn't seen enough of it. Cyrodiil's busy and there's lots of talk, but he hasn't seen a lot. So he goes off on his own adventure. And while he's away for decades, because he's, he's half elf, it's not a big deal for him. Like I said, he skews closer to elf than human, so I like giving him a longer lifespan in his background. Oh, hey, thanks for popping in. I'm Gamer John. You can call me John. We're playing some Skyrim, and I am chatting about my character's background, like his family. So, the character I'm playing, Samuel, his half-brother, Rentra, takes off. He leaves. He wants to go get more training. He wants to see things other than, what's in the Imperial City. And so he goes. And he's gone for decades. For him, it doesn't seem like much. But, he's gone. So Samuel, who's left at home with his mom and his father, they don't have any big wants. She has, like I said, she got a fairly large inheritance after her first husband's death. So money wasn't going to be a problem. She probably bought, I'm pretty sure she just bought a house and land. Maybe she bought a farm, some land with a farm on it, one that the farmers themselves didn't own. And so they kind of work for her. She owns the land. Maybe they can't because they're not nobility. No. Those of you who... Oh no, you guys didn't watch I didn't broadcast the beginning of this character's playthrough, but he started out as a Vigilant of Stendarr. So these are his people. These are the people he started around. So Samuel was left at home. There was no big need, like I said, for them to do anything. They owned land that had farmers on it, maybe a vineyard. Heck, that may have been where she met her husband. Maybe he was one of the vineyard people. And so they weren't like saying like you need to go into the family business. No, he's nobility, basically. They were able to buy it if he wasn't technically considered nobility because of his mother's status in Somerset. Yep. So he got to do pretty much just whatever he wanted. And what he ended up wanting was just to be a good person. It's one of those kind of things where I wholeheartedly believe that circumstances can make a person do certain things. So if the idea is someone in a bad situation, I'm trying to say this correctly without making an ass out of myself. People who have the means to do good often will without the thought of, but this could hurt me now or later, like financially or what have you. Whereas for people who may not be in such a good financial situation, they may, not do something good because there is that underlying, if I do this, I can't feed myself or possibly my family. I won't be able to take care of us. It's a sad state of affairs, but, and probably a bit harsh. I'm gonna grab this guy by his butt. So Samuel wanted to do good things. He was an educated man, young man, and he had money, so he didn't need to go out and find gainful employment or learn a trade. So he just wanted to really help people, and he was religious. So it was one of the things that his family did, which was, be involved with the church, especially as royalty. That's a perception that they're supposed to have about you. So he got involved with the church. He really liked it. He specifically liked Stendar, the idea of a god of, plenty and mercy and protection. Lift. Drag. There we go. So he ended up really liking the idea of this deity, which that's what their thing is. Protection, charity, mercy. And so he devoted himself to that, those ideas. And both as a noble and actually learning at the church and becoming one day part of the church. He didn't start off as a vigilant of Stendar, but later on in life, as he had grown a bit older, he was middle-aged and maybe his late 20s, early 30s, there was an attack on his house, which was a manor positioned on the land that his mother and father owned. And all the other houses were left untouched, crops were left alone, no one else was, molested in any other way, but his parents were killed while he was at the church. He was there fasting before he was going to be taking certain vows. So before he had taken his vows, which he was going to join the monastery, and his parents were fine with that. They wanted him to be happy. They were cool parents, or something. So they were fine with him joining the monastery, which meant, giving up some things. Drop this quick save real quick. He found out about this, obviously, and the evidence of it, and his home, instead of being investigated by just who he thought would be there, which would be the city guard, there was also the Vigilant of Stendar. Oh, that's a little thing. Oh, well, I could see now I could see why I would probably want the other one. What's the other one look like? That's effective. So the city guard were willing to, chalk it up to a bit of arson along with, attacks, on nobles, random killing, murder, blah. But the Vigilant of Stendar knew that that was not the case. It's like, no, this was Daedra. You can tell by the residue, you can tell by the specific pattern of attack, the damage that was done to the bodies after they were dead, that it was in fact, Daedra that were summoned. And so Samuel didn't end up taking his vows. He spoke with and hosted, since it was now his house, the Vigilant of Stendar, and spoke at great length with them. They usually travel in pairs, so there was two of them. Spoke at great length. They recognized him in his studies, and while he was going to be a monk, they did talk at great length about the Vigilant, what they do, who they are, and how they fight against Daedra. He wasn't at all opposed to it. And it wasn't long, it was maybe a couple months afterwards that his half-brother showed back up, Rentra. He showed back up to give some very grievous news that his half-brother, Orthan, had sent people to attack them. He had encountered some of his lackeys as he was hunting them, and found out that there was a plan at works to go and kill his human parents, or the parents that had taken over, the woman who had, as far as he was concerned, seduced and corrupted his father, and which is the entire reason why he's dead. And he came back, unfortunately, too late. He heard news while he was still en route. Still en route? Route. But still came back. And the Vigilant had already left, but had left a impression on Samuel that his brother's news solidified, basically. And yeah, in the end he decided, Rentra showed up and, bad news all around. Went and grieved for his mother, and then left again. Said, I can't stay here, I have work to do, basically. He's not going to kill himself, or at least he's not going to stay dead if he does, because he's been finding out that his brother, Orthan, has aspirations of becoming a lich. A powerful one. And so he leaves immediately. He's like, I don't have time to stay here and grieve with you, unfortunately. I've got to go. And so he leaves his brother Samuel there, who, by stark contrast, if you looked at him, Rentra looks far, far younger than his brother. His brother, especially after recent events causing, stress, lack of sleep, interrupting his eating, his whole life choices getting disrupted. He looks far more older than he is. He looks to be like in his late 30s and not maybe in, his late 20s because of that. And you look at his half-brother, and he looks like he's still in his early 20s, when in fact he's closer to his, 50s at this point. Closer to 50, or he'd be closer to 40 at this point. Because he's only, let's see here. If he was born on the late end, which I'm thinking Samuel was born on the late end. Let's say 15, he's in his late 20s, let's say 28, 40, or sorry, 30, 40, 43, 44-ish. It's about 15 years older than his brother. Yeah, he's, in his 40s, and looks like he's in his 20s. Stop it. Bad. Bad vampire. So, yeah. Nothing too good about any of that. And I'm still under attack? No. So he leaves, leaving Samuel there. Samuel decides he's going to take some vows, but not the ones he had originally planned. Instead, he ends up becoming a Vigilant of Stendarr. those things do cold damage. And yeah, so he devotes, you know, now he is actually, you know, in his 40s, so 20 some odd, you know, somewhere between like 50 and 20 some odd years later. I'm gonna flip, flop, and die here. Alright, that drops. Alright, good. Whew. So yeah, and now he has been a Vigilant of Stendar for a little over a decade and a half. And after being such, he has been going out now. He's been helping people. He still does what he wants to do. He's not letting Orthan stop that. Which means he goes out, he does charity work, he helps, you know, churches. He's obviously a Vigilant of Stendar, although he likes to focus more on helping people more than hunting the Daedra. He's the one that you pair him up with someone who's really gruff and who's going to be very blunt, because he's going to be the soft blow to whatever it is that they're saying to this person and upsetting them, most likely than not, you know. So your son was, you know, what are you going to do to my son? He's like, well, he was unfortunately possessed by a Daedra, and we can't get him out, so we're going to have to kill him. And we'll, of course, pray for him, and if there's any funerary rites you'd like to have us perform, we are more than happy to help. You know, he's that kind of guy who's just like, come on, be a little nice about it. Speaking of Stendar, though, I don't think I've prayed in a bit. Aw, 82%, not bad. Should quick save. So yeah, that is basically the backstory of Samuel Bravefast, Rentra, and Orthan. That little, those three brothers by degrees. Whack. I'm not going to have enough carry weight, am I? Okay. Let's drop the torsos off. Funny. Except for those ones, because they're light. Those things just weigh too much. I'm wearing that one. I can't get rid of it. Trying to take things that I'll be able to break down to the best of my memory fairly well. The axe I should be able to break down. I know that steel greatsword breaks down for a few good pieces, so I'll take that. Here he is. This is the guy that they were looking for. It's a book on werewolves, not even vampires. Alright, let's go see what we got down here. Skeletons? No, I didn't let them get close enough, so they didn't resurrect them. Cool. Yeah, what's this button for? What's this button do? Oh my god, my hand! My Stendar, that hurt. Let's see here. Who's first? You. Go over there. Yeah, I think you come down. Yep. None of these are in the right position. I think you go down as well. Yep. go up. Yep. And then I think you go down. Yep. It's the first time I've actually, like, out loud gone over the entire history of them. Oh boy, they got history. Oh no, she's got gray face. Oh no, I gotta fix that. Ugh.
Where is... Who sent you here?
What's wrong with your face?
I don't know who that is. Is he... like me?
No one's like you. What's wrong with you?
Can't you tell just from looking at me? A vampire.
Oh.
Not fond of vampires, are they? Well, look. Kill me, you've killed one vampire. But if people are after me, there's something bigger going on. I can help you find out what that is.
Really? You think?
My family used to live on an island to the west of Solitude. I would guess they still do. By the way, my name is Serana. Good to meet you.
Ooh.
Your guess is as good as mine. This place looks
Ooh, that's
pretty
not
different
good,
from
is
when
it?
I was locked
No.
away.
I'm gonna fix that. Let's,
I'd rather not get into that with you, if that's all right. I'm sorry, it's not that... It's just that I don't know who I can trust yet.
Uh-huh.
Let's get to my home, and I'll have a better sense of where we all stand. Good question. Hard to say. I can't really tell. I feel like it was a long time. Who is Skyrim's High King?
Whoa. Officially by the Imperium, it's Elisif of Solitude. And as a loyal member of the Imperium.
I don't know that name. You say she's Jarl of Solitude? Who supports her? Empire? What empire?
You know, the Empire.
Cyrodiil is the seat of an empire? It must have been gone longer than I thought. Definitely longer than we planned.
I think
Let's hurry. I need to get home so I can figure out what's happened.
I think her and her family come from the second era. Sounds right. I'm gonna work my way through here. I'm gonna get outside because I'm not gonna need to talk to her that much. And from there, I'll go ahead and end it for today and fix her in between. Let's go ahead and drop that level up. Need more stamina. This could be where I start getting into that, but I need... Actually, no, I've already put a point in there. Okay. Hi, Diamond. Am I in your way? Do you want to come up? Come here. Want your precious? Want your precious? Well, I have a cat here, and she's adorable. She deserves some screen time. Come here. Come here. Oh! Look there. Look there. Your precious. Your precious. Get your precious. You just boop it. I'll put it there. Good girl. Good girl. Oh. Oh, you're gonna sit on my lap. Oh, thank you. My precious little rocketeer. Did we kill the first one? Yeah, okay, good. Oh, you got it. Oh, please be careful. Oh, please be careful, sweetheart. She has long claws. Okay, there we go. Oh, she left. Sadness. Isolation. Alone. princess.
This feels like the right way. I'm starting to worry.
Starting to worry about what? What you got to worry about? But yeah, I think they were all from the second era. That sounds right. It's first or second era. So they were from a long time ago. And while they're not the first vampires, they are one of the more favored by Molag Bal.
Who's there? I knew I heard something.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Who's there?
Bad. Summoning undead. Something that it's going to be happening repeatedly. Is killing her undead that she summons. It's bad, okay? Not that hard of a concept.
Where'd you come from?
Let's deal with the side guys. I wanted to wait, but... Ow. Alright, come at me, bro. Yay! Oh, wait, okay. Now, have I caught anything? No. Thank God. Whoopsie. I'm under attack again. It's probably like a single skeleton off over there. Did you get him? Yeah, good. Your face, though. It's just dirt. It's like dirt and oil. It's oil from the thing that she was in. Because, you know, you gotta keep that thing greased, right? I mean, they're expecting to get her out at some point, so it's gotta have some sort of lubrication on it.
It's so good to breathe again. This weather is incredible.
It's weather, all right. Hey, welcome to my stream. I'm Gamer John. You can call me John. We got well, we're playing with mods, so stuff happens. We'll be fixing her face at some point. Let's see here. There's a boat in Dawnstar. You can call me Dawnstar. Oh, jeez, where is it she wants me to take her? Solitude. It's supposed to be off the coast of Solitude. Solitude is over here. Oh, it's over here, over here. Okay. Jesus. I've got her following my butt. Me. Oh, gosh, I want to fix her so bad. Ugh, your face. I'm gonna throw up. Stop it. Stop it. Okay, hold on. Let's do a hard save. I'm gonna fix that. I'm gonna fix that right now. I can too. Minimize this. So minimize that. Thank you. So I know where that black face comes from. That's from one of my. I have a mod that messes with vampires, changes their face, makes them look more interesting, but does mess up those people who have unique faces. Let me see here. What do we got? Beards, wearable lanterns. I have a lot of mods I have on here. I have over 100 mods installed on this current playthrough, so I'm just looking at my download history. Nope, not there. Bosmer. I want to make sure I got that mod because that's a really good mod. That one too, and that one too. Had issues after Nexus changed how their mod downloads work, that some of my things, they got marked that I downloaded them, but they didn't, which is really flip-flocking aggravating. Let me display capture. That way you can kind of see if you're gonna be on here. Why not see what I'm doing? Okay, there it is. Add the source. All right, cool. So now you can see my screen, and I want to move this down. Where's my video capture? You should be like, oh, well, I don't want you. Hold on. Put you back. Come on, scroll down. And then, bam. Okay, there we go. So let's see here. No problem showing you this. I'm not really doing anything. Okay, it could be that one. Now I'm on an outside web source, so hopefully we don't see anything not friendly. Bijan, no, she's not affected by Bijan. Immersive Citizens, Vivid. It could have been under the total character makeover. Basically, I'm just looking for a patch that's specific. I know there is a patch, could be under race menu, for vampires, specifically Serana, who end up getting that blackface. And that's back in August, so it's got to be in one of these ones. That's said that I have it already downloaded, but I got to be honest, I don't always believe it. Okay, it says I do have it. Good. Now, one-handed doggone hammer. Actually, don't know if this one is going to run properly. The problem is, I think with this one is, while it is marked as a hammer, it actually functions as a war axe, which is a huge pain in my backside because that makes no sense. I know this is working because I have one of these. Shouldn't even bother getting that. Let me grab this, make sure this works because my main character wears a, well, he does that. Okay, so we can cancel that. So he does have that. We don't have that. Don't wear opulent outfits. I'm not going to bother with that. Okay, so let's see about fixing that blackface. This one is actually just for the Vampire Lord. Okay. It's got to be in total character. Okay. Wow, okay. I am actually, Skyrim, Serana, blackface. That's it. That's the bug. You start doing mods, you gotta do this a lot. Where is that face? Well, here's a dark face fix. Oh, this goes through steps to go and figure out how to do it yourself. No, there's a patch. There's a fix for this. I know there's a problem with it. Ah, it's got to be in one of these. Hold on. Get and see behind the scenes all my mods. Achievements, Ethereal Crown, Alternate Start, Amazing Follower Tweaks, Apache Skyhair, Apocalypse, Ars Metallica, Beyond Skyrim, Bijan, Campfire, Meet Horses, Covering Floor. Oh, there's the Dogguard Hammer, Rune Shield. Oh, that could have been this. Only the one file though, so and it doesn't really look like this one's taking effect. She didn't have that hair. It must have gotten overridden by something. Hold on, let's disable. Wait for it to deploy. All right, let's re-enable it. Ooh, but rules may already be in place. All right, hold on. What we'll have to do is uninstall it and reinstall it. So we're going to do a reinstall. No, just replace it. Conflicts. Okay, so I probably improved eyes. They do have to get mapped. Full care before. Okay, let's save that. We deploy. Let's take another look through here. Forsworn, frankly, okay. Frostfall, Glitter Glean, Helgen Reborn. Good. Citizens, Armor, Highs Patrol, Imperious. I need. Ordinator. Reverb ambiance. Children is children. I had to make the children less ugly. They're walking around little potato heads. Let's see here. Tempered skins. Could it be under tempered skins? Really hope not. I have to do that one off screen because that has nudity in the setup because you have to choose different skin types and some of them don't have underwear. So I'm not going to do that on the stream. Total character makeover. Is anyone actually using that? I guess they are technically. Are they? Maybe I'll just get rid of that one. Vampire Lord retexture. Okay, that's fine. That's supposed to be there. War paints. Violence, vivid weather. It's Wildcat. Okay, that should be everything. Let me run documents. Come on, respond. And run loot. Yes. Cancel. Wait, no, that's the installer. Make sure everything's in the right order. 4 warnings. 4 warnings. I just sorted it. Did I? Oh, there we go. Sort it. Jeez. 3 warnings. I know about the Beyond Skyrim, and that one's not enabled, so that's pointless. I know about compatibility with that. Okay. Riverwood hunting cabin. I know there's problems. I clean it up and then it just stops working. So I'm going to leave it dirty. Same thing with the realistic water. Okay. Let's apply it. Close it. Close it. Hop back into Vortex. I'm going to come over here. Let me game capture on top. All right. Let's get it running. Let's see if that fixed it. Good, game capture came up. So yeah, hey, that's working on some troubleshooting there with mods. Not Odie. Yes, that one. All right, fingers crossed. Dang it. I think, yeah. Dang it. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna fix that off screen then, because that's gonna be super aggravating. I think I can actually get from Dawnstar to Castle Volcaire. So there's a dude there who runs a boat. You can at least get me close. Let me at least get there, and then I'll quit. Oop. Hop, hop. I was hoping I was going to have it. I was hoping that was going to do it, but it didn't. Very upset. I don't want to mess with that fort right now. Ooh. Oh, flash. So let's see how we're doing physically. Okay, so we got weariness going, and that's because I was in a. That's part of the I needs mod, because as part of I needs, or I need, which is your sleeping, eating, drinking. It didn't want to cripple you while you're in like a dungeon. You can, if you really want to. You can turn it on so your needs progress normally while you're in dungeons. I don't like doing that, personally, because at least not whenever I'm trying to have a more relaxed playthrough. I honestly play games to relax, so... But yeah, so basically for the same duration that you were in said dungeon, you get that weariness down here. And it's supposed to kind of, it's supposed to represent adrenaline. This is you coming back down from adrenaline, so your thirst, fatigue, and hunger raise twice as fast for, oh, it's half the time spent under the effects of adrenaline. So when you're in the cave, the dungeon, what have you, you're under the effects of adrenaline. Thusly, your needs do not increase when you come out for at least that half time. So if I was in there for an hour, then for the next 30 minutes, my needs are going to progress very quickly. You can get around that by going and sleeping. Your other needs still progress while you sleep, so I will be as hungry and thirsty as I would have had I been awake when I wake up, because that's more or less how it goes. I don't think the mod takes into account like slowing of the metabolism. Which one of you? You, right?
If you have come to see
No,
our
no, no,
wares, speak to the others.
Ah.
The road leads
This one.
You need something.
Guy, you jerk. Got in the way.
many-
What you got? What you
Take a
got? What you got? Sell me your things. I don't have that. I have that, and I can't break it down, so... You can have that. You can have that. I have 3 novice. I'm going to keep 1. I'm hoping to break those down. You can have that. Pretty sure I can break down ring mail for steel. I have 10 bushels of cure disease, which is really nice and totally unnecessary. I'm just going to sell these potions. I don't need those potions. Here, let me buy this potion. You can have that potion. You can have that potion, and that one. You can have that one. You can have that one. Keeping that one. Keeping that one. Firestorm. That just sounds dangerous. It should be. Okay. Steel club. It's a mace. It's not even a... Percepts. Ring of Hunger. Ooh. I want to buy that just to learn about it. Oh, that's really cool, cloak. Alright, that gives me some more wiggle room. Keeping all those to break down. You have that one, you can have that one. Those are mine. Amethyst. You want a golden? Here, have a claw. I don't want it. Quicksilver? Do I need Quicksilver for anything? I don't think I need Quicksilver for anything. I'll be, sorely disappointed when I do. Alright. Nice.
I hope that you will come.
Really wish I could change the pitch and tone of my character. I know it's the silent protagonist, but, Samuel's a dude in his 40s or 50s, and he's a bigger, heavy-set dude. He's not...
I don't like taking orders
Samuel.
from the board, but I need to go.
Samuel. He's gonna not be feeling good. He's gonna be this deep, bassy kind of, not sighing. What is that? Panting, I guess. Yeah. Steel gauntlets. Steel greatsword. Yeah, I knew that was gonna be worth a few. Do I have a perk point laying around? I do not. Okay. But that's fine. Heavy armor. Next thing I need to do is I need to go Face of Death. So that way I don't have to wear a helmet. Because that's going to help go with kind of his thing, which is the Yeah, it's heavy armor, and then a hood with an amulet, or not amulet, circlet. Can't talk. Trying to remember. I think the whetstone's up here.
Everyone thinks I'm too young to be a ship's captain. I'm going to prove them wrong.
Well, maybe. Yes. And if there's an tempering bench, that's going to be down here next to the blacksmith. I can understand there being the whetstone up there because that's where they cut wood, and having darn, that got one. Having that so that way you can keep your axe sharp regularly is nice. Oh gosh, I hope that's not the boat that I was thinking of. No. This is to go somewhere completely different, which I may do in between. Nope, not you. Where's the dude that's supposed to be here?
Good afternoon.
There he is.
Where you headed?
He's just walking away. Yeah, he'll take me there.
The one with the ruined castle? Don't you know that place is cursed? Even seasoned sailors steer far around that place. I'll take you as far as I can, but I'm not hanging around, and it's going to cost you extra.
I'm doing this because it's
anyone who steps foot on
ass
that
to
island
get
will
over
meet an
there.
early death. Hope you know what you're doing.
And he's gonna drop me off on the shore next to the jetty where the boat is. Oh, hey. I may go try to help you at some point. Alright, cool. We are going to drop a save here.
This is the part where we usually get in the boat. You with me?
Yeah, in a minute. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and call it here. I'm going to work on fixing her face off screen. And I'll come back here for the next bit. I may have done other stuff in the meantime because this is my personal game. I play this one for fun. So thanks everyone who came in for our new follower today, King Flame Platter. Really appreciate the follow. Anyone who came in just to pop in, just to sit in the background and watch, really appreciate anybody and everybody who comes by. I'll be uploading this stream up on my YouTube channel, which you can search GamerJahn, GAMRJHN. You can also get onto my Twitter at GamerJahn, GAMRJHN. I usually tweet out about an hour before my streams. Sometimes I'll put up polls. I'm more than welcome to receive comments on, the content on either one of those locations, whether you want to comment on a specific video or if you want to just go ahead and shoot me a tweet. By all means, do so at me, yo. Thanks again, everyone who came by. Take care of each other and yourselves, because that's all we got. Bye-bye.